Here, so this thumbnail caught my attention. I've actually not seen this video, so we're gonna check this out together. It's titled, Racist Florida Sergeant Allegedly Believes That Black People Are One of America's 3 Biggest Problems. I say black people should be one of America's biggest problems. Black people should be America's biggest problems. And if black people were smart, you would be America's biggest problem. Like, you should be America's biggest problem. But y'all are so scared to be America's biggest problem that you just want to get along with America. But if you were smart and you wanted to do this right, you would be one of America's biggest problems. Because after all the shit y'all done been through in this country, the last thing you guys should still be facing is the bullshit you guys are still facing. And if you had the balls needed, the wisdom needed, the heart needed, the godly mind needed, you would know that you should 100% be a fucking threat to this country. 100% you should know that. But I digress. Let's hear what this man has to say.
The sheriff's office in Jacksonville, Florida has launched an internal investigation over accusations that one of his own sergeants has been tweeting racially insensitive messages. An account tied to Sergeant Douglas Howell, one of the city's gang task force members, allegedly made several derogatory posts about anti-racism efforts, Mexican people, and the LGBTQ community, according to First Coast News. The outlet points out that the Twitter account...
This motherfucker don't like nobody. Looking at that face, though, Jesus Christ, that nigga looks like he has a swastika sticker somewhere on his body. Somewhere he got it tatted, even if it's up his ass.
Locked soon after the story was published. One of the tweets from 2013 claimed America's 3 biggest problems are marijuana abuse, and black people.
First of all, this is 2013. That was like 10 years ago. So you can't imagine how much more ammo and gasoline has been poured into this man by now. Like, this was 10 years ago, dude. And shit is way worse and way more destructive than it was then. So I can only imagine. Let me let the video keep playing, but that's hilarious. Marijuana use, so basically black people. I love us black people. I love black people. I really do. Like, I just think we are the shit. We really are. I love us.
Thought to say that in a million years. Like, marijuana abuse, all black people. Not in a million years. Because America got some serious problems.
That's what I said.
One of the biggest problems in America is shady, racist members of law enforcement.
That's a real problem.
They are the ones who have sworn to serve and protect, but who do the least to serve and protect the people.
Facts.
That's right, I said it. They are very good at deflecting.
Facts.
They love this idea of respect. They think they're just supposed to get respect out the gate, but when you hear things like this, when you read tweets like his, you understand why
look at that shit.
It's so hard for people to respect them. And I ain't just talking about black people. There's a whole lot of white people that don't respect them. That's a lot of Hispanic people who don't respect them. A lot of Asian people that do not respect them at all. It's because of dudes like him. He's the one, when people do get mad at law enforcement and they indiscriminately just go off on law enforcement, it's because of people like him, because they hear about these type of cases all the time. They see these type of dudes all the time. And they see the type of energy that they project. And so they come in contact with the public, and oftentimes the people will have a chip on their shoulder because they got a chip on their shoulder. They got a chip on their shoulder. That's how it goes. You get the energy back that you project. This guy is one of the worst. Now, they're talking about an investigation. Off the rip, he should have been fired. And guess what?
That's like 10 years ago.
Knew what type of dude this was. These are the kind of guys they recruit.
Facts, because they want the ones that will do what they know, like a lot of the other ones wouldn't have heart to do. So what that white cop, what he would do is what they want to do. But they need to hire those that actually got the heart to do it. Not a lot of them. It's not every single cop that's a disaster. The whole force as a whole collectively is a disaster. But within that disaster, there are some that say, man, I've been pulled over many times and it's been an easy thing. And I've been pulled over where it's like, man, you're just bugging me. Like this is not justice and serving and keeping order and keeping peace. No, you're just bugging me. You're a pest is literally what you are. So a lot of them are pests and just irritating gnats, basically. But then you got them that have the heart to really implement what the force is about.
The kind of guys who get promotions. Remember the Jeffrey Dahmer case where the two cops who actually was responsible for the little kid, the Native American kid, being murdered by Jeffrey Dahmer. They gave him back to the killer. It was them, fam. If they had done their job, due diligence, the kid would have been alive. Jeffrey Dahmer would have been caught several bodies before he was caught. It's the incompetence of members of law enforcement. This is one of the biggest reasons why the public is so unsafe. The public feels unsafe. And you better feel unsafe.
Yeah.
You better not be.
That's a heartless looking man right there, boy.
By law enforcement. If you want a chance out here, you want to stand a fighting chance, you better get you a pistol and a bunch of ammunition. You on your own out here.
Facts, especially now that they've made it legal, which is crazy. They've made it legal for anybody. Like you don't even, no background check, no permit needed, no license needed. Like it's pretty much, you want a gun, go get a gun. Like, sheesh.
Black people being America's biggest problem. You know what? I slightly agree with that. Here's why. If not for black people building America, people like him don't get a chance to fuck it up in the first place. So, he got me there. He got me. Look at all the things that's wrong with America. Big problem. We're talking about pollution. We're talking about our political figures, our elected officials selling us out to big pharma, to food and beverage companies that put chemicals in our food. You know, we're talking about environmental waste. We're talking about people not being able to earn a livable wage to take care of their families. We're talking about medical malpractice, homelessness. I'm in LA right now, fam. And it's people literally lining up the streets with tents on major roads in LA.
Like, there's just so many problems. There's so many problems going on right now in America. Like, literally, homelessness is ridiculous right now. Mental illness is ridiculous right now. Government trying to kill its population is ridiculous right now. Pollution is ridiculous right now. Wildlife being endangered is ridiculous right now. People having no homes, not just homelessness. All right, you guys, I'm going to end it right there. I just wanted to kind of get a little bit of a gist as to what the video was talking about, to see the sergeant's face, and just to kind of see what exactly. And that's interesting that, yeah, he's talking about top 3 problems is marijuana, black people. So basically, he's saying that black people are America's biggest problem. And how I look at it, I say he's right. Like, black people, what white people have done in this country, not even just to black people, what white people have done in this country, what America has done with this land, like, yeah, you should know that black people are your biggest threat, because everything you did was against black people. Everything you did was against the Native Indians and the Mexicans, that this is really actually their home. So yeah, you should know that you guys have threats. Like, I'm shocked Mexicans weren't on that list. They should have been. Like, anybody you're doing wrong is a threat. So if black people occupy those top 3 lines, that lets you know how much wrong you have done to black people as a country. That you should 100% for damn sure know that we are a threat to you. Because you cannot abuse somebody over and over and just think that you just succeed. Like, eventually, people do get up. That there's a line in Fast and Furious, I can't believe that's what I'm using to quote, but where Charlize Theron's character in the one, not this last one, but I think it was part 9, whatever, God. And Charlize Theron basically was controlling Vin Diesel's character to do what he wanted, to do what she wanted to accomplish. And he was telling her, like, you might basically ad-libbing that you're getting away with this now because you have your foot on my neck, on a tiger's neck. But what do you do when that tiger gets up? Like, right now, America is the hand on black people, the tiger's neck. Like, America is that hand gripping your neck, thinking you're succeeding, but eventually a tiger will wake up. Eventually, lions will roar. Lion will be a lion. I don't care. And America is the one that has just been poking and probing that lion, thinking it's just supposed to keep taking his shit. And black people, yes, have been scared into submission, but nothing lasts forever. So it's like, what are you going to do when black people do decide to wake up? What are you going to do when black people do decide that they're sick of your shit? Or is America so gullible to think that that will never happen? Is America so overconfident to think that they fully have succeeded? Maybe, apparently, like maybe that's why America keeps moving how it does, because they think they have won. But for those who do check that Bible, know that, the story is not over. So what are you going to do when the next chapter of the story hits you, America? It's like you're in trouble in that season. You cannot do so much wrong on earth and think you just get away with it. Like, you cannot do so much wrong and think people are just going to leave you alone. So are black people your threat? 100%. You got us listed top 3? You're damn right. Because you've done the most wrong to black people. So you're fucking right. Black people are a threat. They should be a threat. They are a threat. That's why you try so hard to stop black people from having anything and doing anything. Because you know that the minute they do have stuff or that they do anything, your empire is like threatened. You're not going to be able to continue to sustain yourself as easily. Not when people with real power come fucking step in the building. That's why you try to make sure black people don't ever realize any kind of power. Why? Because actual power really belongs to black people. So are black people a threat? 100%. Number one threat. You should be. America should be threatened having all these black bodies in their land. You should be. Because the minute God comes and switches that light switch on, or flicks the light switch up for black people, and now these giants, these men of God start waking up. You have the most dangerous army on this planet in your land. You see, that's what America doesn't understand. You're so you think you've succeeded. You don't realize you have the most dangerous people on this planet in your land. Like, you have people with Samson DNA, Solomon DNA, Moses DNA, David DNA. Like, these are the people that we are from as black people. You have mini Samsons running around in America. Like, you should be scared. You should be threatened, because the minute God comes and turns on these switches and black men begin to realize and remember who the fuck they are, and black women start to get your dignity back. Like, America is facing a really serious problem. That's the listing black people top 3. Nigga, we just won and that's it. We're your only threat. You have mini Moses, mini Davids, That's like crazy. Mini pitas running around America. Like, you're damn right you should be scared, dude. You're in trouble. Fucking with God's people. You fucked up. You let Satan convince you that you had all this power, but that's only because black people were on punishment with God. If you're a parent, you know you don't punish your children forever. No matter how angry you are at your kids, and you might give them a hardest whooping, but eventually you go to your kids and you say, all right, punishment is over. And your kids get all their freedom reinstated. The only reason America has been able to succeed is because black people have been in punishment with God. But God's punishment doesn't last forever. Now, what are you going to do, America, when black people wake up and God's judgment has rescinded from them, and now their freedoms are being restored? And not from you, America, not you giving black people freedom. The freedom that black people will take from God. Like, yes, you should be threatened. Like, you should be very threatened with how you move with black people in this country, but can't tell them shit because they're enjoying their power trip. That's cool. Do you? It's only going to make God's like glory just even sweeter. Even sweeter. Go look at what just happened to the Pfizer building. I forgot how it feel like a few days ago, if not like 1 or 2 days. And it was a tornado out of nowhere just on Pfizer. And that's it. Like, only Pfizer in like less than a minute. Like, you're fucking with God's people thinking it's a joke. Like, you should be threatened. You should be very fucking threatened. Man, you have the most dangerous people in your land, America, and you think it's a joke. Cha!